Palestinians is appalling. And that is why we're here today, to make sure that Keir Starmer over there can hear us, that he knows that the British public opposed Israel's genocide, that we oppose his support for that genocide, and that we won't stop fighting for Palestine. Make some noise! Now today probably marks the end of summer, and I can see some of you rubbing your hands to keep warm. I have another way that you can keep warm, it's by shouting. Are you ready to shout? We're gonna do Free Free Palestine, but we're gonna start quietly, like you're talking to the person next to you, and we're gonna build up with every chant until we're so loud that the doors of Downing Street are rocking with our voices. Free, free. 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 Make some noise. Now you all know this chant. 1.
We are the people.
2.
We won't be silent.
3.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
Now I want you to do it, but with your flags and your placards and your fists as high as you can raise them. 1.
We are the people.
2.
We won't be silent.
3.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
1.
We are the people.
2.
We won't be silent.
3.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
1.
We are the people.
2.
We won't be silent.
3.
Stop the bombing now, 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 now.
Thank you all so much. Now we're going to start today's rally, and I'm proud to introduce our first speaker. He's here representing the Palestinian Forum of Britain, which is one of the organizers of today's protest and every demonstration that we have had for 11 months straight. Make some noise for Ahmed Sheikh.
Dear friends, brothers and sisters, we gather here today not as witnesses, not just as witnesses to the horrors unfolding in Gaza, but as a unified voice demanding justice, peace, and an end to the genocide. The massacres we have seen, the innocent lives lost, and the destruction of homes and communities. These are not just tragedies, these are crimes against humanity. We are here to say, enough is enough. We call upon our government to immediately halt all forms of military support to Israel. It is unacceptable for our nation or any nation to continue to arm this regime that is responsible for the systematic killing and displacement of innocent civilians. Our weapons must not be tools for oppression and occupation. We demand that our government take decisive action to stop the flow of arms and instead push for peace. Moreover, we implore the international community and especially our government to intervene to stop the ongoing genocide in Gaza. The world cannot stand idle while an entire people face extermination. We call for immediate, concrete action to protect the people of Gaza, to impose a ceasefire, and to end all illegal blockade that has kept millions trapped in unbearable living conditions. We also urge our government to open its doors to the wounded and suffering. The healthcare system in Gaza has been destroyed by the Israeli war machine, and hospitals are overwhelmed. We have the capacity, the resources, and the responsibility to treat those who are injured. Let us show compassion by offering medical aid and refuge to those who need it most. Today, we make this promise. We will not stop. We will continue to march, to protest, and to raise our voices until a ceasefire is achieved and war criminals are brought to justice. Those responsible for war crimes in Gaza must be held accountable, and we will not rest until they face consequences of their actions in the international courts. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. We believe in a future where all Palestinians live in dignity, freedom, and justice in the homeland. Let our voices today echo in the halls of power. Let our actions make a difference. Together, we will continue to strive for peace, for justice, for Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. I forgot to introduce myself earlier. My name is Shabir Larkan from the Stop the War Coalition. And I just want to say that it is so important that we have maintained the unity of all the organizations and all of you throughout this last 11 months, because it's that makes us a formidable force that has pushed this government onto the back foot. Now I want you to remind Keir Starmer that we are the voice of the majority, that it is in our thousands and in our millions. Now say it like we know we're the thousands and the millions that we are. In our thousands, in our millions. 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 Now I'm proud to introduce our next speaker. She's the co-leader of the Green Party, which recently became the first major party in England and Wales to recognise Israel's conduct as apartheid and genocide. Make some noise for Carla Denya MP.
If you are not outraged by the attack on Al-Mawazi, you are not paying attention. If displaced civilians are not safe in a safe zone, what is it for? The conditions faced by Palestinians have violated even the most basic understanding of human rights. The indiscriminate bombings, the unimaginable number of civilians, including women and children, being killed, injured, and displaced, the brutal attacks on alleged safe zones, the deliberate withholding of medical supplies, water, and food. These are some of the worst breaches of international law that I have ever seen. These attacks on Gaza amount to collective punishment. That much is clear. And I am clear that the Israeli government, as well as Hamas, must be held fully to account. The 4 new Green Party MPs will do everything we can to advocate for an immediate and bilateral ceasefire, a full suspension of arms sales to Israel, the safe return of hostages, an end to the illegal occupation, and for a future in which all Palestinians and Israelis have peace and justice. At our party conference, as you've just heard, last weekend, the Green Party became the first political party in England and Wales to recognise the Israeli government conduct as apartheid and genocide. We don't use terms like genocide or apartheid lightly, but they are a sad reflection of the atrocities being carried out by the Israeli government. And we reaffirmed our support for the boycott, divestment and sanctions campaign. We will press the government to step up its actions here in the UK, including full cooperation with the international courts. I am here, we are all here, because we want peace in the Middle East. And we are all here because we believe in human rights for everyone, no matter where they are from. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. When I say long live Palestine, you say long live Gaza. Long live Palestine!
Long live Gaza!
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 Now I want you to make a lot of noise for our next speaker. He's the director of the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. That's the biggest Palestine solidarity organization in this country, and that has been at the forefront of the amazing movement that we have seen standing up for the people of Palestine. Make some noise for Ben Jamal!
Thank you. Friends, in 1 month from now, we will mark 1 year since Israel unleashed its genocide upon Palestinians in Gaza. 1 year of Palestinian resistance to that genocide and refusal to submit, and 1 year of ongoing complicity of our political establishment with that genocide. Now the tapestry of that genocide is being woven with the thread of ongoing massacres. Several months ago, standing on a stage just a few hundred yards from where we stand right now, the Palestinian activist and poet Mohammed El-Kurd gave us all a warning. We must not, he said, we must not normalise massacres. Where our political establishment, our leaders, our media are complicit in normalising massacres. This latest atrocity we come to protest and commemorate tonight in Al-Mawasi, which has killed at least 40 Palestinians, has not caused any change in government policy. Why would it? When they have tolerated and accepted the slaughter of over 41,000 Palestinians, but it has not even elicited a condemnation from Keir Starmer or David Lammy. They have been spending their time over the past 2 days shaking hands with Anthony Blinken, confirming new measures against Russia for its ongoing violations of international law against Ukraine, making bold statements of the need to defend freedom by standing up to Russia. Meanwhile, as Palestinians in Al-Mawasi gather the body parts of their children to place in small bags, we get ready to process more licenses for the sale of weapons to Israel. Friends, we know that under pressure from this movement, the government has been forced to suspend the sale of some weapons to Israel, but it continues to sell most weapons, including the components for F-35 jets, the aircraft Israel used to commit its previous massacre in Al-Mawasi in July, which killed over 90 Palestinians and wounded more than 300. The aircraft most probably used again in the latest massacre. The pressure on our government and on our public bodies is growing. I have come to you today straight from the Trade Union Congress in Brighton, where a motion has been unanimously passed by the 48 unions represented by the TUC, who represent over 5 million British workers. It calls for a full arms embargo. It calls for the imposition of sanctions on Israel. It calls for the trade unions to ramp up BDS campaigns targeting public bodies and corporations like Barclays Bank. We at the Palestine Solidarity Campaign took to that conference to meet the General Secretaries Omar Barghouti, the co-founder of the BDS movement. This is the message he delivered to us and to those trade union leaders. He said, you do not have the luxury of succumbing to genocide fatigue. Why? Because we Palestinians do not have that luxury. So today, we stand here in solidarity with the Palestinians killed in Al-Mawasi. We will not normalise their massacre. We mark it and we mourn with them the victims. But tomorrow we renew our energy to ramp up all of our campaigns to end the complicity of our government, our public bodies and our corporations. On September the 23rd, we will take our demands in our hundreds of thousands to Liverpool, to the door of the Labour Party conference. And friends, on October the 5th, we will be back here in London, marching again as we mark 1 year of genocide and recognise 1 year of Palestinian resistance to that genocide. Tonight, we salute the strength and endurance of our Palestinian comrades as they once more bury their mothers and fathers, their brothers and sisters, their sons and daughters. But tonight, we also reaffirmed what was endorsed by our trade union allies today. This message to the Palestinian people: we will stand with you shoulder to shoulder till the genocide is ended, till the walls of apartheid are torn down, until your day of liberation finally arrives. Drag the river to the shore! Drag the river to the sea! Thank you.
Make some noise for Ben. As Ben said, we're here to mourn our Palestinian brothers and sisters, but we need to turn our anger and our pain and our grief into action, and we pledge to never stop fighting until Palestine is free. Now I'm really proud to introduce our next speaker. Before I do that, actually a quick announcement. Make some noise if you're coming to Liverpool to take the fight to Keir Starmer. There are coaches that are going up from London, so look up the websites of the organisations today and book your place. Now our next speaker is a Member of Parliament for Sinn Féin, a party which has always stood shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian people in their struggle against colonialism. Make some noise for Harhal Maclahan.
So don't know why I charge you, and it's a great honour to be here with you this evening. Solidarity from Ireland. For 11 months, the world has watched a war of genocide broadcast in real time, a genocide recorded by its own victims. We have watched it daily on our smartphones. Men, women and children, multiple generations wiped out in an instant. That is not self-defence. It must be called out for what it is: genocide and ethnic cleansing. Genocide, detention, occupation, discrimination are systematic practices that the apartheid Israeli state inflicts on the Palestinian people. The Israeli government is acting with total impunity and with the complicity of the US, Britain and other Western powers. I am proud that Sinn Féin have consistently challenged the US and British administrations directly on their support for Israel. Let us be clear. Arms sales to Israel must cease. We call on the international community to support and join South Africa's ICJ genocide case against Israel. And increase UNRWA funding. I welcome that the Irish, Spanish and Norwegian governments have taken the first step in recognising the state of Palestine. Because we know what it's like to face occupation. Just today, the British government has committed to launching a public inquiry into the 1989